Hello, my name is BINTI ABDULLAH. My matrix number BT2160304. I will present an introduction on buy now pay later or BNPL, and it is influence on student spending behavior. BNPL is a digital payment method that allows users to buy items now and pay later in installment. It is especially popular among university students because it is convenient and often comes with low or no interest payment. However, it may also encourage impulsive buying and lead to overspending among students with limited finance. The main problem is that BNPL may encourage excessive spending. This can be influenced by installment flexibility, promotional offers, social influence from friends or social media, and students' level of financial awareness. However, there is still limited research in the Malaysian university context. Therefore, the study aimed to examine 4 research questions: whether installment flexibility, promotional influence, social influence, and financial awareness among spending behavior. The objectives are the same, which is to examine the effect of these 4 factors on student spending behavior. The study is important both theoretically and practically. Theoretically, it extends consumer behavior theories like the theory of planned behavior and impulsive buying. Practically, it helps BNPL provide improved responsible service, support policymakers in financial education, and increase student awareness about spending. The study focused on Malaysian university students using BNPL with data collected through questionnaire and analysis using SPSS. In conclusion, this study helped us better understanding how BNPL influence student spending behavior. Thank you.
I will present the literature review of this study, which focused on the buy now pay later and spending behavior among the university students. And this study is based on the 3 main theory, which is the theory of the planned behavior, the impulse buying theory, and also the mental accounting theory. So first, the theory of the planned behavior will explain that the attitude, social influence, and the positive behavior control may affect the consumer intention to use buy now pay later. And the impulse buying theory will suggest that the delayed payment may lead to the impulsive purchase. Meanwhile, the mental accounting theory will also explain the consumer may see the installment payments as more affordable and which can increasing the spending. And in this study, the independent variables are installment payment flexibility, promotional influence, social influence, and also the financial awareness. Based on the literature review, 4 hypotheses were developed. As shown in the diagram, installment payment flexibility, promotional influence, and also the social influence are expected to have a positive relationship with the spending behavior, while the financial awareness is expected to have a negative relationship. So in overall, these findings suggest that the most factors tend to encourage the higher spending behavior, while the financial awareness help to control or reduce it. So that is all for me.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Today I will presenting for chapter 3. This studies adopted a quantitative research approach because the research aims to examine the relationship between several BNPL related factors and spending behavior among university students in Malaysia. This study is also explanatory in nature and use a cross-sectional research design where data were collected at one point in time. The research framework consists of 4 independent variables, namely installment payment flexibility, promotional influence, social influence, and financial awareness, while the dependent variable is spending behavior among university students. Next, the target population of this study is university students in Malaysia who have experience using buy now pay later or BNPL services. The study employed convenience sampling and supportive sampling techniques because there is no complete list of university students who use BNPL services. Based on the G-power analysis, the minimum sample size required was 77 respondents. However, this study successfully collected 240 valid responses, which is sufficient for statistical analysis. For data collections, a structured questionnaire using Google Form was distributed through WhatsApp and other social media platforms. All measurements items use a 5-point Likert scale, ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree. Finally, the collected data were analyzed using IBM SPSS statistics involving descriptive analysis, reliability analysis, correlation analysis, multiple regression analysis, and hypothesis testing to determine the relationships and significant effect of the independent variables on spending behavior.
Assalamualaikum everyone, I will present chapter 4 which focus on the data analysis and findings of this study. A total of 240 valid responses were collected and analyzed using SPSS. The analysis include descriptive analysis, reliability analysis, correlation analysis, regression analysis, and hypothesis testing. First, the reliability analysis shows that all research constructs achieve Cron-Batch alpha values above 0.7, ranging from 0.875 to 0.947, indicates that all measurement items are reliable and have good internal consistency. Next, the correlation analysis found that all 4 independent variables have a strong positive and statistically significant relationship with spending behavior, with p-values below 0.001. Among these variables, promotional influence record the strongest relationship with correlation coefficient of 0.753, followed by social influence, installment payment flexibility, and financial awareness. Moving on to the multiple regression analysis, the model explains 62.8% of the variation in spending behavior, indicating that the selected variables have good explanatory power. The findings show that promotional influence, social influence, and installment payment flexibility have a significant positive effect on spending behavior. However, financial awareness was not a significant predictor, as its p-value of 0.858 exceeded the significance level of 0.05. Finally, the hypothesis testing showed that all 4 hypotheses were supported because each independent variable has a significant positive relationship with spending behavior based on the correlation analysis. In conclusion, the findings suggest that promotional influence is the stronger factor affecting students' spending behavior when using buy now pay later services, followed by social influence and installment payment flexibility.
For the summary of findings, installment payment flexibility, promotional influence, and social influence significantly affect spending behavior. Promotional influence is the strongest factor, while financial awareness is not significant. For implications, BNPL providers should encourage responsible usage and spending control. Policymakers should strengthen regulation and consumer protection, and universities should improve financial education programs. For limitations and recommendations, the study used convenient sampling and a cross-sectional design. Future research should use probability sampling, longitudinal studies, and additional variables. In conclusion, the study provides insight into BNPL usage and promotes responsible spending among university students.